Hello my creative friends, I'm Heather North from heatherscreativeblessings.com. I have here just a few of the supplies that I use in my bullet journal. I use these just about every time. You can use less, you can use more, but here's just some tips to get you started. First off, I have found this to be one of my most helpful tools, and this is just a little bucket. I got it at the dollar spot at Target. You could use a big cup or anything really that you have to just hold all of your pens and pencils and erasers together. I like this because I can see at a glance all of my different colors. I can pick them out easily, just plop them back in. Plus it has just a little handle to carry it from room to room because I don't always plan in the same place. You do not need as many pens as I said. If you're just going to choose one, if I had to choose my favorite, it is this one right here. It's Les Pen. It comes in different colors. I've got these in several different colors. I like them so much. So Les Pen, it's rather inexpensive. You can find it at lots of different stores. Check your local office supply store or even places like Walmart and Target. I won't guarantee that any of them have these, but I have seen them. You can also order them online at Amazon.com. And I will be sure and put a link down below to all of the supplies that I use. So if you would like to use what I'm using, you can pick it up for yourself. Next, I like this Micron pen. Micron comes in different sizes, so you'll want to look and see. This one is the 01. It's a really, really thin, narrow, fine tip. So I'm just going to draw a line for you. In fact, let me pull this out and I can just show you the pen. This is Micron. This is my Micron 05. It's actually 0.45. I have some other pens. This is the Copic. So these are just a few of the different pens that I have, and you don't need every single one of them. Just use what you like and use what you have. Be aware that the different numbers mean different thicknesses of the tip. So if you like a finer tip, go with the smaller number. If you want a little bit bolder line, go with the larger number. This is the Staedtler Triplus Fine Liner. I have these, I bought an assortment, so I've got several different colors. And you'll see me use this often in my videos. And then this is a really handy pen to have. I should have started with this one. It's called a Friction. Let's see. This one is 07. And this is made by Pilot. What's great about this pen, it clicks, you don't have to worry about losing the cap, but it's erasable. You have to wait for the ink to dry first, so remind me to come back to that. In addition to pens, I like to use a mechanical pencil. I use this a lot because I can get such a fine line. And then I have a clickable eraser. You need some kind of eraser. Well, I need some kind of eraser. I make mistakes all the time. A lot of times I'll mark some things up. If I'm not sure how a word will fit, I'll write it out in pencil first and then go over it in my markers. This is another option. I would suggest, if you're like me and it matters to you and you want to, have some correction tape on hand. This particular tape is by Mono. It's a correction tape on one side and you click it so that it'll stay out and then you can put it back in. And then it has an eraser on the other side and you just turn this to get the eraser to come out. This is brand new. I haven't even used it yet. Just opened it for this video. This would be nice if you're traveling just to take one, so you don't have to take this and a correction pen. And then there you go. You can just cover up your mistakes. What I do with the correction tape is I lay it down and then I rub my finger over it to kind of press it in. So there's that. This is totally optional, washi tape. I like adding just a little bit of something to my journal without having to be too over the top. Not that over the top is bad, I just don't have a lot of time for over the top. So this has been a really good solution for me. I've just add a little bit of washi tape and I can use it as a page topper, a divider, something to just point out interest, or just add a little bit of color to my pages. This is optional, but I happen to love Post-it notes. So I keep Post-it notes with me and I use them for different things. Sometimes it's because I wrote a note down somewhere else and I'm just sticking it in there. And sometimes I've done some planning with it, and I have Post-it notes by my craft table or on my craft table so that when I am creating I can just write down, jot down notes about what I used, or sketch out an idea for a card I want to make, things like that. So I almost always have Post-it notes, but again, this is optional because you could just write everything in here. Then we have a ruler, a clear flexible ruler. It's a very handy tool to have. This one's really long. I kind of need a shorter one, I think, but whatever you have will work. I'm just going to show you how this pen works. Isn't that cool? So I can erase the whole thing. Then of course I've got my bullet journal, and I've got the Moleskine journal. I love the buttery soft feel of this. I just have to say thank you to Frida. She sent me these cute little purple paper clips. She's in a group with me and some other ladies, and several of us are doing the bullet journaling together, just starting this journey, and so she sent some to those of us who wanted them. I think they're adorable. Let's see, what else can I say? Oh, this is my journal. Like I said, I use the Moleskine. It's the first one I was introduced to, so I just ran and picked it up. You can usually find them at your local bookstore, or Target has some, maybe Staples, or you can go ahead and order it online. But you can also use, if you just want to test it out and see if you might like it, you can find graph paper, graph composition notebooks, or just your regular notebook. I like this one because it is dotted. I love having these dots because it helps me write in a straight line, but it also helps me when I'm creating banners or boxes for my calendar or whatever. I like having it going both ways. You could get the same kind of thing if you get a composition notebook that has grid paper. That is similar, but these dots are just nice and fade into the background when you're not needing them, but they're really helpful when you are writing in your journal. So that's a quick look at my planner. If you want to start with bare minimum supplies, I'd say start with a pencil or a pen and the journal of your choice, and you can get started right away with different tools that you have on hand. Thank you for joining me in this journey. I hope that you have learned something, and if you found this helpful at all, please click the like button over on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more videos from me about creating your own bullet journal planner.